What's up, y'all? Please subscribe to the channel. Let's push this past 500 subscribers. All right, so I said in a previous video that I was gonna make like a segue of videos spread out down the line about the whole smoking thing and stuff like that. So this video will be on how I believe that I got addicted to smoking weed in my teens. I think I don't like now I know what it was, but back then when I was like in those years, I couldn't really say that's what got me addicted to smoking. But now looking back in hindsight, like I'm knowing that's what gets a lot of people addicted to smoking weed. Now everybody that are seasoned smokers that are they smoke weed all the time. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all you stoners out there, everybody that smoke weed and stuff like that. I'm just not in that phase of life right now, currently anymore. Not to say I never will, but just right now it's not the case. But those who smoke, they know what I'm talking about. So there's many ways to smoke weed. There's many ways to get high off weed. You can vape it. You can put it in edibles. You can smoke it. Use a bong. There's all types of ways. Those of you know who I'm talking about. How I started was I started off with like joints and papers because that's all I could get my hands on at that age. I wasn't old enough. I wasn't 18 or over where I could go in the store and be like, let me get some Dutches, Entourages, whatever the case may be. But long story short, I did know those stores in my city that did sell tobacco products and stuff like that to underage people. I knew the stores that did, but they were mostly the hood spots, like everybody knows, but other places were very strict and they like I'm talking, you could look like you're 60 years old and they're still gonna ID you and they're gonna scan your license because it's just procedure for that gas station or whatever it is to do that to everybody that walks in the store, regardless of how old you look. So long story short, there were other stores, I guess they're not doing what they were supposed to be doing. So I start to know those stores. Me and everybody my age, we used to know those stores that used to sell it. I started off smoking game blunts and Swishers, Swisher Sweets. So they call them game blunts and Swisher Sweets. I was broke back then. Like during that time period when I first started smoking around 15, 16, nobody has money at that age. Like, unless you're doing something illegal or you trapping, you selling your little dope, you wasn't really getting money at that age. So, to keep it within the budget, you would smoke games because games only costed like $1. And you could get like, they would throw you deals. They would throw you, like, from what I recall, I don't know if they still do it. You could get 2 game packs of 2. Each come with 2. You could get 2 of those for $1.99. I remember that was the deal. You could get 2 packs for $1.99. But sometimes people would just get one and pay their little $1.20, something like that. I forgot what it was. But we used to smoke those and we used to smoke Swisher Sweets. And I remember different phases, like what was the trend and what wasn't the trend. So I remember starting off, it was games because of the budget and you could get it for your money's worth. And I'm gonna make videos down the line talking about backwoods and Fronto, Graba, all that stuff. Like I done been through it all. But I remember when games started to kind of get phased out in terms of what was trending, like games. It hit a certain point in time when, like, if we caught somebody with a motherfucking game blunt, a game pack, like, you was X'd out. Like, you was pretty much a disgrace. Like, and we used to say, like, we used to be like, let's say everybody in the crib or whatever you in the spot, everybody got their little backwoods and stuff like that. And there's that one motherfucker in the group that brought a game pack to the, like, you was X'd out. Straight up and down. But starting off, it was the thing. So Swishers was considered like a step up from games. At least I can't speak, like, I can only speak from my environment. My environment, Swisher Sweets damn near is the same thing. It's the same type of blunt as a game, but Swishers was still considered a step up, you know. Now both games and Swishers, you had your flavors, you had your pineapple, grape, your grape blunts, you had what else you had? Sometimes you had those rare flavors that you never ever see, but somehow this store got a hold of it, so you buying those. Pineapple, grape, uh comment below like if I'm missing some, like it's just I'm brain frozen right now. But yeah, it started off with that. And the point I wanted to make in this video is the reason why like a lot of people like stay smoking weed is not because like it's not because the weed itself, it's because the the blunt is a tobacco product. So like that's how they trick you too. It's like that's how they get you to consume and buy more and more, because it's like all tobacco products are addictive. They got nicotine in them. At the time, I didn't know that. I mean, we kind of knew on some level, but we wasn't really paying attention to that. Like the whole culture was about the weed. So like, but now, you know, today looking back on it, 100%, the blunts itself got you addicted. It gave it an extra kick that you might not even known back then was doing it, but you know, it was. That's what gets you to kind of like smoking and stuff like that, you know, at least for me. So I'll never forget, like, yeah, it was always the tobacco blunts that makes you kind of crave smell. Like you would smoke earlier in the day, and then like let's say 6 hours go by, and you ready to roll up again, like, and you don't know why, like, but that's what it was, you know. Like it's the tobacco products, like, you know. Like I said, there are healthy ways to smoke and stuff like that, but I'm just like, I'm making these videos to kind of reflect. I'm like time traveling right now, bringing myself to that teenage version of me that was focused on this type of thing. Uh, yeah, 100%. Like, and then, like I said, one thing leads to another. Then we start to advance to eventually grab a Fronto because the games ain't doing it no more. And then it's like a cycle that you go down where it's like you never would have thought in a million. And then like people used to, like people still to this day, people making songs. There's a song called Graba. There's like a rap called Graba. I forgot about like who was by, but like, yo, people like make this shit popular. Like you'd be surprised like what gets trending and stuff like that. It's just weird. But long story short, so like I said, over time, I think that was a big factor as to why I like smoking weed so much. Even though I still to this day can't say that that's definitely the reason, but I do know, and I can tell you for sure in these days, at the current state I am right now, like tobacco is very addicting no matter how you smoke it. You know, like it's like you're harming your lungs just as much as smoking a cigarette. You just smoking it in a blunt form with some weed, like you're still smoking tobacco. Let me know your thoughts. Anybody who's still smoking weed, shout out to y'all. Like, comment your input on this. I don't care what you do. It's just my 2 cents. Like I said, like I feel like if people smoke weed the more healthy way, you still would like doing it, but it's almost like you feel you don't have to smoke every day. You don't have to. It's like you don't feel like you need it. You just do it because maybe it helps you go to sleep. I don't know your situation, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. Like I said, like I'll be making like videos on this because it was a huge part of my life. I just when I started this channel, I was so kind of sick of it. Like I was so kind of sick of like that phase of my life that I didn't want to really talk about it that much in my beginning stages of YouTube in the past year. So I stayed away from the topic. But you know, now, you know, I know also this is kind of getting like a little spike in views, like the topic and stuff like that. So I figured, hey, let me dip into this a little bit. And like I said, be expecting more videos on this type of topic. I'm gonna take you through my journey as we go. And like I said, please subscribe to the channel. Do all that good stuff. Keep supporting me For those of you that have, thank you very much. I'll see you on the next video.